Welcome, everybody. This is Damien Jaxxyn with the Midnight Drive. With me today, I have Richy and Torrin of Third in Delaware. How you guys doing?
I'm doing. I haven't done anything like this in a long time.
Yeah, I'm doing well. We just got out of a really good show on Sunday, so we're just kind of getting ready for the next one. I think we have one in a week and a half. Yeah.
Where was the show?
It was in Deep Ellum, so right in the heart of Dallas in the bar scene. Um it was at a venue called RBC. It's a nice 400 cap venue, just right in the thick of it, right off of Commerce Street. Right, it's like smack dab in the middle of all the bars and all that stuff. So
Hmm.
all that nightlife stuff in like Dallas. Yeah.
Glad to hear it was a good show. Well, like I said, glad to have you on. No, I couldn't get the entire band on, but hey, so I was, well, you guys decided you want to come on. I'm glad to talk to you. Got got a couple questions I want to ask you, then got my usual questions that's on my phone, and then during the conversation, gonna ask some stuff in there. Some's gonna be easy, some of them gonna be hard.
I'm good
But
with
first,
that.
Cool. Yeah.
yeah, but first one off the top of the list, how'd you all meet?
Ooh.
Richie.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm not the original vocalist of the band. So I'm Richie. I'm the lead vocals. I do all the I do cleans and screams, and the other person is Torrin. They do keyboard and also some vocals. They also do singing and screaming. And I'm not the original vocalist. The original, I think the only original members are both of our guitarists. So, and I think they all met on Craigslist. So
I didn't know
that's
What's
that.
up
kind
with
of
everybody meeting on Craigslist?
man, I thought it was kind of past that. Like I didn't know that still happened. But this was 2017 and they all met on Craigslist, and then he got kind of some kind of lineup together, but then the original vocalist had to move to California, and the drummer at the time knew me through just mutual friends, and he was like, "Hey, want to join a metal band?" And I'm like, "Sure." So, so I joined, and then it kind of became what it did. I kind of became the lead, like behind the creative vision and things like that. And I knew nothing about like the music scene, live music.
I was gonna ask that. I was like, did you have like past experience before being in the
So
band?
so I had experience as a like solo acoustic artist.
Mm,
So I used to play parties and weddings. In fact,
mm.
the old drummer, which is our current drummer now, um we used to play weddings and parties before, and I knew he was in a metal band. And uh it's funny how we met. We met at ooh we met at a dinner, but I was in a wheelchair because I broke my ankle
Mm.
at at an Icy Stars concert. It's like a metalcore. I think Asking Alexandria was the headliner. This was a long time ago.
That is
So
the most hardcore way to break your ankle. Is that a
honestly, it's because it's Icy Stars. It's not like deathcore, right?
facts?
So it's like kind of it's very electronic metalcore. So I
Mm.
was honestly kind of embarrassed, and I'm like, I should have broken my ankle to some heavier stuff, not Icy Stars. But he was like, "Why are you in a wheelchair?" And I was like, "Oh, I broke it at a metal concert." And he's like, "Oh, you like metal?" And then that whole rabbit hole started.
Mm. Torrin, how did you get started?
Hardcore question. I'll try to sum this one up. Um, I didn't start taking mu my musical endeavors seriously until 2009 with my first band, and I had a good run with that for the first couple years. I moved to Southern California for a bit. Um, Kind of some self-exploration, self-discovery, that type of stuff. Yeah, I just needed to kind of find my own way, and eventually I made my way back to North Texas, and I was doing another band for about 5 or 6 years, and in the middle of that, I met up with Richie and the boys in Third Delaware, my previous band, and then we shared a bass player, Eric, and about what 3 or 4 years now, Richie, something like that.
Yeah, we toured
Uh,
together, and then
yeah,
that was
yeah,
kind of the beginning of our. So us and the other band, we kind of became very close. Torrin's
yeah.
old band. Yeah.
Mm.
But I've just always had a kind of a knack for electronic musical elements and stuff like that. So I had a lot of inspiration from video game soundtracks, early '90s trance, electro, and stuff like that. Definitely a lot of Nine Inch Nails at the time.
Yeah.
A lot of it. Reznor is God in my book. But to incorporate that into metalcore, obviously we get electronic core. Like he just mentioned, I See Stars. So I take a little spice of inspiration from stuff like that, and now I get to do that with Third and Delaware. It's awesome.
Yeah. Like I listen to you guys' music, gone and try to go. Not I haven't gone as deep into you guys' catalog, but listen to a few songs, stuff like that.
Yeah, we don't have too deep of a catalog. It's just an EP and some singles, but the singles is like the most recent, the most like what I think we have three out now, and we're gonna have a fourth one out pretty soon. But yeah, those three, Schemas, Mayflower, and Fade Indigo, those are the main ones that
Mm.
you wanna that you want that that
Yeah.
kind of matter a bit more. Yeah.
Right. And it even because I found you guys on Instagram, but I've been doing that a lot lately with doing the show even beforehand. And I'm just like, who's this big dude just fucking growling into this mic and then just the sound and I was like, this is fucking insane. But like it was so good. I'm I am reasonably in like the heavy metal stuff. Like I think my taste is a little bit like basic to a lot of people. Like I've been trying to go to like more hardcore shows that's in towns, different stuff like that. It's stuff that I still don't know what I'm getting into. Like I'm just now getting to like Ice Nine Kills and different shit like that. So I know it's probably like people who've been listening for I don't know how long, but I'm now getting further into like the heavier stuff as opposed to
Nice.
it's like, oh yeah, I'm just listening to Green Day and these people, blah blah blah, and I gotta listen to my Metallica.
I don't know which website it was, but I was looking on something and it shows like what you play during your show. And
Mhm.
I was like, "Oh, okay, you got some Slipknot on there and some you got some you're kind of all over, it's kind of all over the place. So it's kind of
Yeah,
cool. I thought that was neat. Yeah.
yeah. The whole reason of the show is just like it's rock in general, but getting like a little piece of like everything that I try to throw in there. Sometimes it's not as heavy. It's usually just like some Sublime and Eve Six and some stuff like that. Or sometimes I can be fucking rocking out the entire night. Like it just all depends on what I try to make it.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Bands that I also love. Oh yeah, '90s alternative. I am
Mhm.
all down for that.
Yeah, like I grew up listening to like 90s and 2000s alternative and doing a rock show where I could play that plus also the stuff that I grew up listening to like later on in my teenage years. Like I like the Beatles, I like Jimi Hendrix, I like all these like older bands and stuff. So like throwing all that stuff in too, and then just finding stuff that a lot of people either don't get to hear on the radio or haven't heard in a while, and just getting that nostalgia hit.
Oh yeah, I'm for nostalgia.
I know that's the only way we can live is just on nostalgia.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's three things: food, water, and nostalgia.
I love the sound of that.
All right. How long have you been a band?
So the band started in 2017 and I joined in 2018.
Mm,
And we took a small hiatus during the pandemic. Um, we would still play, like, so obviously we didn't play during the shutdown, but then once, there was like that weird year and a half where venues came back, but
yeah.
was it okay? So if we had a good opportunity, then we would play. But we didn't release anything until we came back with schemas in 2023, I think. But
Yeah.
yeah, but we've been a band since 2017.
No.
So
Now going back for a second, you You said you were like in a wedding band,
So
or you?
I played by myself
Oh,
at weddings. So I played it was a pretty good gig. I only did ceremonies. So
mm,
basically what I would do is I would take the song that they want, whatever song, normally it's their song, and then
mm,
I'll make it suitable for a wedding. So what I like the most notable one I always go to is one that I played with my drummer. Because we got a cajon drum, that box drum that you sit on. It's
yeah,
I
yeah.
believe it's Peruvian. Yeah. So we got one. So he played that at the wedding, and the song was "Make Damn Sure" by Taking Back Sunday. And that's not the most soft ukulele metal song, or not metal song, wedding song,
Mm.
but that's what I did. I turned every whatever song it was into like something that you can walk down the aisle to, and that's what I did for a while there. Yeah.
That is awesome. Like as a, I guess, former slash current like wedding DJ, yeah, like doing stuff like that is crazy. Also, yeah, like you said, the buddy's good. The fact you only did the ceremony, I'm pretty sure that you still got paid pretty nicely too.
Yeah, yeah. Because I did like a whole thing. I recorded it like
Mm,
like a studio recording. Like they had a version that they can listen to
mm.
after, and it was a whole. I did like a whole package thing, and it was really cool. I enjoyed doing it, but um, after the pandemic, when weddings you couldn't have like public weddings or something like that, I lost all my contacts, and I haven't done any since. But it was cool while it lasted, and I'm having a blast playing with the band. So. Yeah.
So you saying that kind of surprises me because they made it. I don't know if it was just on TV shit. They made it seem like Texas and Florida was just out there just wilding with people going out doing whatever. So at least it's good that we're just like, oh, we actually took precautions like we were supposed to.
Yeah, a lot of I mean shows stopped for a while and weddings stopped for a while too. Like it was I think overall it was kind of like I mean there was still the taboo is there period no matter what. Like
Mhm.
you kind of just want to be like, "Oh, is this okay? Should we be doing this?" But I'm sure some people just went and did it, but
Oh yeah, I've
yeah.
done like Catholic and Christian weddings that they went at venues they like capped it at maybe like 70 to 100 people, 200, 300 people in that place. And it's like just not giving a damn. So it was just insane. It was like people only had a certain amount of time, like they had a certain amount of fucks to give, and it was just like, all right, it's been enough time. We going back outside.
Yeah, yeah, that pretty much sums up. And I'm pretty sure Texas hit that point a lot before, a
Mhm.
lot earlier than other places. But yeah,
Uh, I don't know if this affected you guys like a couple years ago, but you had like that insane ice storm that happened in Texas to where
yep,
like everything just was just frozen solid for
yeah. It was
like weeks,
It was
months.
bad.
it was like maybe it depends on the ice storm, but I think the worst one was probably maybe a week and a half or 2 weeks or so. But normally like late in the recently they haven't been too bad. I think the last big one was like maybe 5 days, 3 to 5 days. But yeah, everything just kind of turns off, and the roads are iced. The power, depending on where you're at, it's on or off. Where I'm at, luckily, it was like they would cycle it. So you had it for 8 hours. You had power for 8 hours, and then you didn't for 8 hours.
Mm.
So yeah, but I'm very lucky for that to be in that area where they were able to do that. But
Yeah,
yeah, there's those ice storms. It's pretty serious down here because our infrastructure does not support that at all. So
yeah, because
yeah,
it's mainly hotter out there.
yeah,
It's
oh yeah,
it's it doesn't get apparently as cold. Like that what's like the lowest temperature it gets down there?
lowest maybe like 18, 20.
Oh,
Yeah, that's like
Less than that.
is it less?
It was definitely below 10 at some points.
Okay, yeah, but maybe during the bad one, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, we think out here we think 60 degrees is cold out here, so
That's kind of like Arizona. I've been to Arizona before, and they think
Uh-huh.
too. I
Yeah.
mean, that's still like shorts and t-shirt weather.
Yeah, you'll get people with sweaters if it's below 60 out here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you guys have like harsher summers than do like winter.
Oh
Like
yeah.
Oh yeah,
you'll get like some smattering of snow and stuff like that, but it's like probably the next day that shit's just gone.
very
Oh yeah.
much.
Yeah. Yeah. Snow, yeah. We don't get snow too often. Maybe 2 or 3 days every other year. That's about it.
Mm.
And it's like just a layer, like it's not even an inch. But yeah.
All right, cool. Well, we got that geographical knowledge in there for people.
Yep.
Since being in the band, what have been some of kind of like the highs and lows?
Oh man. You can go ahead and do yours, Torrin.
I don't know, man. It's like I did just join what like in November, and we kind of kept it secret for a couple of months or something like that. So I'm only a couple shows in. We're working on some more songs, newer material. I don't feel that I have the right to say what my ups and my downs are in Third
Mm.
and Delaware just yet. I'm still kind of establishing my own identity in the band at the moment.
No. Well, we can also say like since you have experience being in another band, like
Yeah,
what was
yeah.
kind of your experience in that?
Uh Now I don't want to dig into wounds too deep.
Right.
Uh, I always believed first and foremost to partake in something as serious like this. I mean, you got to take it not only as a business, but it's kind of like a marriage, right? And you got to maintain that relationship within the others within that group. Friendship was the most important factor for me. And if I'm not vibing with who I'm working with, then eventually I'm going to slowly make my way towards the door. But sometimes I've ended up just kind of staying behind, um, expecting things to get better. And eventually they didn't. So I had to back off. And eventually I was offered to join Third in Delaware.
And I think some of the most notable we've been, let's see, other than the touring, I mean the touring experience is amazing. Even like we go on these short week-long tours. I think the longest one we've done is 10 days. Um but those little weeks, those little week-long mini tours, those are amazing. We've played the So What Music Festival, which is a really big festival down here. We've played with countless bands. We've played with I Prevail, we've played with Wage War, we've played with Memphis Mayfire, we've played with Novelists, Phineas, Like Monster Flames, Ocean's 8 Alaska, you name it, we've played Attila, Icy Stars, the band I broke my ankle to. Um like constant. Like I'm honored to like, even though we're not that big and we don't tour, regularly. We don't even play regularly. We've been taking a little, we've been trying to focus on taking more shows here and there just so we can, have fun. A lot of the time, I kind of forget, um, how, uh, I forget why I do this sometimes. I think the vocalist of Boundary says it best. Being in a band fucking sucks, but you get to play. So that's pretty cool. So I tend to forget that a lot. So it's cool to remember, and that's why we're just like, we want to find more opportunities to play, get back out there on the road. But yeah, we've played with very many bands and I've met a lot of great people along the way, and then obviously like the members of my band, they're all family to me. So yeah.
It's cool that y'all have like that tight knit connection, and also amazing how y'all got to play with all of these like huge bands at these festivals. Have you done was it South by South by?
So funny you mentioned that South by Southwest.
South by Southwest, that's
We
right.
were supposed to be showcased in the 2020 South by Southwest, but at the very end, so everything was still planned, but that was literally the weekend that everything shut down.
Mm,
So, and I think it was announced maybe like at the beginning of the week, and then South by Southwest was that weekend. So
mm,
everyone was like, "Oh my God, are they gonna do it?" And even they were probably like, "Are we gonna run this festival? Are we gonna go? We kind of can't do this anymore." But all of the bars, they already bought all the booze. All
yeah.
the people, everyone's already got their hotel. Everyone's already got their tickets. They're still gonna go, but South by Southwest pulled out. So, but all the people and all the venues, and we were like, do we still go to Austin to play? And but every venue was like, hey, we're still doing this with or without the festival staff. And so Austin kind of had this little they tried to make it work for that entire time of South by Southwest.
Yeah.
So we still went and played it, but it wasn't technically, because it
Yeah.
was shut. Yeah.
It was
So
unsanctioned.
yeah, basically. So technically, no, we have not been a part of South by Southwest. I would love to be a part of it. But yeah, so the timing was bad.
Yeah. You say you've been going on these like mini tours. Is it just inside of Texas? Because consider how big Texas is, or are you going to like different states?
The last one we did was just to Texas because we went all the way to the coast. We went all the way to Corpus Christi and McAllen, which is like right on, and Laredo. Laredo's like right on the border.
Hmm.
Like the place we played, it was like you can throw a rock into Mexico if you really wanted to. So that last one we went because we went south and there's so much of Texas. If you go, we're in Dallas, so if you
Hmm.
go north or east, you can go to you can hit other states and we've done that too. We've gone as far as Memphis. And
Yeah,
then we've gone as far north. Oh yeah, Torrin was with us for that one. With their old band.
lots of alcohol, lots of drinking and tears.
Yeah, that tour hit New Orleans, so that was a fun one. We stopped there. We made sure to spend a little bit of extra time in New Orleans. So
Nice.
yeah, but yeah, so I've only gone as far north as I think Kansas City.
Hmm.
Um, but that might change very soon, like this year. Yeah. So with what uh we're trying to do another one of those runs pretty soon here before the winter. So
Yeah. Got anything planned for like the summertime?
um for the summer we want to release our new single. Um we have a show in a couple weeks and not really anything set in stone after that, but we definitely want to get more music out. If we can sneak out a song before our weekend tour this year, then that would be great. But
Working on it.
yeah, we're working on it. Yeah. So we have a few things, nothing big coming up this year that I can remember right now. But
Big
yeah.
things coming.
Yeah, big things coming.
I
Oh
can't wait.
no.
Um, what bands or like artists inspire your like music process?
You can go first, Torrin.
Oh, you're so sweet. Okay, as for me, with my position in third in Delaware, if anything I've ever done, God, that's a broad range. Electronic music wise, I did mention Nine Inch Nails earlier. IMX is another big one for me. Chris Corner, he's incredible with everything he does. Now for more alternative and core stuff, AFI was a huge inspiration for me growing up. I remember in my teens, I wanted to be like Davey Havoc. I would do like the X's on my hands, the follow straight edge, and just the makeup. And that's actually why I started doing the makeup. Um, of course, there's Linkin Park, Darren Gray, stuff like that for heavier stuff. Bring Me the Horizon. But again, it really depends on what I'm vibing with, what my mood is, what I want to use to put that in creation. So that's it.
I mean, that's a hell of a lineup right there. Richie, what
I
you got?
know.
I think let's see. When it comes to core, I think probably my best inspiration is Howard Jones of Killswitch Engage, or the ex-vocalist of Killswitch Engage, because
Oh, is he not the vocalist anymore?
no,
Not
it's
for a
the
long
original.
time.
Not for a long time. He
Okay.
left a while back. It's they went back to the original vocalist.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah. So but yeah, but when he was the vocalist, stuff like that, Bullet for My Valentine, just like harmonizing guitars, some good old core. And then nowadays it's some sad boy shit, like Dayseeker is a
Mm.
huge standout for me. Rain City Drive is another one. Just basically these like monster vocalists that are just insane. Their range is, if you listen to metalcore now, it's ridiculous. The shit I have to compete with. Oh man. But yeah,
Uh,
big shout outs are to Marcus of Invent Animate. What's up, Marcus? I got to talk to him a while ago when they were here for the Bloom in Heaven tour with Silent Planet. That was cool to hang out with them. Um but yeah, Invent Animate is huge on me right now. Probably my number one right now is Invent Animate. That Heavener album is like peak. If you haven't heard of it, I'll have to send it to you. But yeah,
yeah, Sid.
just vocalists that can sing like an angel and then scream like a not angel. So
Not Angel. What the
yep.
fuck?
No, I recently had a coworker of mine bring me into the attention of Scar Symmetry.
I don't think I've heard of them.
Uh,
It rings a bell.
I think they're in that same kind of thing of like metalcore where
Okay.
uh apparently like they had a really good lead singer who could fucking like kill it, and he decided to like make his own like band that was like a side project, and they tried to replace him with like two other people, like one for soft vocals and one for like more heavy. And my coworker said how it's like it's just kind of not the same.
Okay. Yeah, I like the since you mentioned that, I love having Torrin in the band because our before then our other guitarist does clean vocals. So that means I have to do all the screaming and most of the singing, and he backs me up with harmonies and doubles on the singing parts. And then we do some call and responses here and there, but 90% of the work on the vocals is me. And you know, but now that we have Torrin, another vocalist who does cleans and screams, now we have two people who do both,
Hell
and
yeah.
it's been such a really cool experience, uh not only in the studio but especially live, seeing what we can toy around with here and there. It's
I
that's
was
been
hired to make their lives easier.
Well, it's also got to be easier on like your vocal cords and stuff too, because
yeah, so overall, like if you do it right, you can do it forever. So if you scream the correct way, you can do it. But every night you have, I try to think of it like a gas tank. If you do it correct, you can do it for decades. But every night, but you still have a tank. You can only do so much every day. So, and depending on what you do, if you do more lows and you do more false chord, you'll run that tank out a little faster. It's like if you downshift and you'll run a little bit more gas. So, but and I do mostly false chord screaming. So, my gas goes out by the end of the set. I'm like trying not to die.
Fucking done.
Yep.
so I guess I'll ask for people who don't really know, like how do you like prep yourself to do that or like train like your vocal cords and stuff? Because you hear about so many of these like like I guess screamers, singers, whatever, who they kind of lose their voice or yeah, like the homie from Avenged Sevenfold who you know he
Mm,
he kind of like lost it for a while, and I know now he's trying to go like just like sing without doing a lot of the screaming and stuff. I found
yeah.
that out recently. But like, can you like, is this like something to where you can just train it, or are you like taking something so that way, it kind of like coats it so it's not as harmful? Like, how do you, what's the process of that?
The process is drink a shit ton of water and get as much sleep as you possibly can. The touring life, you think, and and it is a party. It is a party if you want to make it a party. But vocalists are kind of stuck in this little bubble. We need to sleep.
Mhm.
So you'll a lot of the times on tours, if you don't, you'll see if the rest of the band's partying, the vocalist will be in the van or on the bus or in the hotel, reading or listening to NPR and taking a nap. So really, it's just drink a lot of water. And I just started using a nebulizer.
Mm.
It's one of those things that you kind of breathe in. It's kind of like and then it's just saline water, but it clears everything up, and and you don't have to try as hard like whenever I'm trying, because I sing pretty high, or I try to at least. Fail probably a lot more than I than
No, you still
succeed.
sound great.
Thanks, man.
Dude, I've heard the
Uh,
music and you fucking kill it, man.
Thank you, dude. Yeah. So, but yeah, so when I have to do that live, it almost feels like it's like a guess, like it's a gamble. Like, oh, I know I'm gonna sing this high, and I know what the note is, and I know what I need to hit, but I don't know if I'm gonna hit it, so I'm kind of guessing. But the nebulizer kind of it makes it a little easier for me to like have, I don't know, everything feels a little better, so I feel more confident. It's not like I'm guessing so much when I'm trying to hit the high notes. Last Sunday, Torrin actually hit the high notes, a lot of the high notes in Mayflower for me.
Oh
That
yeah.
that was really nice.
It,
You're welcome.
yeah, Tor, what's your process when it's coming to like doing those like screams and stuff?
My trick, two full packs of Pall Mall, a full bottle of whiskey, and don't sleep. No, that's not true. Um, and just plenty of rest, good diet, lots of water. I do a lot of tea personally, if I'm able to. I don't really have a special method to kind of go about with it. I just kind of do it, you know. But I do gotta lay off of these.
Yeah, I quit smoking, I quit vaping. I do the nicotine pouches now, the ones that you keep in your lip.
Oh, like
No,
the Zens or something.
Yep.
gross, dude.
Hate the Zin, not the Zinner.
I wanted to smack that shit off your hand the other night.
But yeah, I so nothing, no vape, no vaping, no smoke in my lungs, none of that. So I took a pretty serious. I definitely tried. That's why I'm like, oh, the old stuff, the 2018 EP, that's whatever. But like everything from like Schemas and Mayflower, and the one that we released 4 months ago, Fade Indigo, like those, I took a very very like serious approach to try to step up my vocal game for that. So
Are you gonna try to switch over to nicotine gum?
I don't know. I'm pretty. I've never tried the gum, but I'm pretty okay with the pouches right now. So
Go with the lozenges, dude. They actually work.
mm.
I didn't know they made nicotine lozenges, but
They do,
I've never
yeah.
been a smoker.
I had
Like
nicotine poisoning one time because of them.
ooh.
I took too much, and that's why, yeah, I'm done.
We guys aren't like touring or practicing. What are you doing in your spare time?
uh, Working on our live set. Everything I do has to do with music in some form or fashion. If I'm not performing, if I'm not rehearsing, then I'm researching what more we can do. Uh, I think one of the good things about Torrin is like they are like me, music is their life. They are we Torrin and I are constantly thinking about music. We're constantly checking out new music, what's fresh, what's popular, what do we like, and how can we bring anything, like how can we improve any portion of our of of the band, whether it be in the studio, whether it be on stage, whether it be our equipment, anything. We're constantly that's all we do, man. We
And it makes sense because you want to make sure you got like the right stage presence, the right
Oh
sound,
yeah.
everything
Yeah.
quality.
Yeah. Yeah, we have our live set is completely programmed with lights and fog, and it's a big hassle and it's a huge undertaking, but you get to look cool on stage for a little bit. So
Toward what you doing in your free time?
I live, breathe music, but there is a fair 5% that I'll be doing anything non-musical. So pretty lame enough. I mean, other than work, like anybody else, a lot of anime, a lot of Japanese manga. I'm an absolute weeb.
What's your favorite so far?
Damn, dude, my favorite right now. Dude, I keep going back to the Ghost in the Shell series like constantly. And of course, that's one of the things I grew up with. And again, that was where nostalgia comes back into play. Of course, Cowboy Bebop. We don't talk about the Netflix version, by the way.
I still haven't seen
Screw,
it. I still have not
dude.
seen
It started off great, but and then it plummeted down just like that.
it.
Um, obviously the Death Note and stuff like that. That still a popular one still to this day. Richie doesn't even know anything about anime. I have to teach this
I,
guy.
I am the one Asian person who knows zero about anime. I know Goku and Pikachu, and that's about it.
That's it,
Yep, that's about it. I
son.
know I know a lot about Pokemon, but I
Yeah,
don't know if
We're not
Pokemon's an
gonna go there
anime.
with
But
Pokemon.
yeah,
I don't care about that.
but yeah,
we all grew up on Pokemon.
any of that, if it's not one of the classics that we grew up on, I have no idea what it is. But
Can we
yeah,
not talk about Digimon anymore, or what?
I love Digimon. That
Oh,
was
there
my
we
favorite.
go.
Did you get into the Castlevania series?
Oh, I love the Castlevania series. That was so well done.
Yes.
Dude, even the Devil May Cry series they put out was pretty stellar, in my
So
opinion.
I still have to get into the Devil May Cry. I'm finishing up Castlevania Nocturne right now.
It's so good. So good.
Yeah, it started out a little slow, but then
It did,
it
yeah.
picked up. I was like, man, this is a lot of lore and detail before you get into like the stuff. I was like, it was worth it. Um,
Man, we only watched it just because of Alucard.
yeah, yeah. Especially what was it, season two, season three?
Yeah, about like season two, season three, yeah. I'm sorry, Richie, we're trying to include you.
nah, you good, man. I'm chilling.
I mean, I was a Pokemon fan too growing up. I got into Digimon. I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh fan. I haven't watched anything up to Zexel. That was like I mean, I think it was one after that where they were doing like pendulum summoning. I'm just like, what the fuck is this? I know it's some new. It was one a while back that it was like Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains that looked like he was like a cop or something. I'm just like, what is this? There's only I only know this because I have Pluto TV, and sometimes I'll just get bored and like scroll through if I'm not watching YouTube. But yeah, it's I'm kind of in the same vein of like Richie, where I don't watch too much, but I do know some stuff that I do like. I'm a millennial, so I grew up with the WB kids WB and all that stuff. So
Oh, hell yeah.
my big anime thing was Ultimate Muscle because it was wrestling anime because I'm a big
I
wrestling
remember that.
fan.
Wrestling and anime, greatest combinations ever.
Plus it was just it was the dumbest thing. It was just like you
Oh
got this
yeah.
dude who's just it's basically Goku, literally in just wrestling attire.
Huh.
Like Goku versus Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Mhm.
I'm gonna whip your ass, son Goku.
Because yeah,
I can't tell you the amount of I wonder you know we'll have to make an inside joke about like days it's been since Torrin has made a wrestling has made a Stone Cold impression.
are you
What?
wrestling? Are you guys wrestling fans?
I love wrestling. Love
Uh,
it.
I don't know too much, but I enjoy it. I love the spectacle of like I love everything about like a good show, whether it be like Broadway. Like I love
mm,
musicals because there's so much that go into the show, and there's a lot that go into wrestling as well. There's
yeah,
like the amount of not only athleticism but like the acting is really like required to really become a star. It's
yeah.
I love every aspect of that. So that's yeah,
What about tables,
I'm
ladders, and
into it. Yeah.
chairs?
Yeah, physicality with just a little bit of acting in there. No, as as for listeners, as we are recording this, it is what June 6th? Is it June 6th? June
June
5th?
6th.
It's the
June
fifth
5th.
today. Yeah.
Oh, it's the fifth. I'm
Yeah,
what day is it?
I know, right? But no, I spent most of yesterday after I got back home watching 4 hours of AEW, and it was all
Oh, how are they doing right now?
they're doing great.
Really?
I enjoy AEW a lot. I really haven't been catching up a lot on WWE for the past couple of years. I know enough to where I can have a conversation about WWE, but I don't watch it. I'll watch like reviews and stuff. AEW
Right.
I watch every Wednesday or Saturday,
Mhm.
Friday, whatever they have Collision. But yeah,
I kind of found myself with the opposite. Like I kind of fell off the AEW hype train, and
yeah,
WWE in the past year has greatly improved.
for sure.
Uh,
I, I think my thing with WWE is just like because I have another coworker who is like, "Oh, you're a mark who likes AEW." I'm just like,
the
I
mark.
still, yeah, I'm like, I still like WWE, though. Like, I like the people who are in it. The
Oh
company
yeah.
itself just do bad practice, like they just do bad business practices, and I'm
Oh,
just
they most definitely were.
yeah.
That's
I
okay
mean,
because
even
McMahon is
still,
gone.
like even right now, they still are like they are
Yeah.
like them with Endeavor, them trying to buy up everything, and it just I feel like it's like Territory Days 2.0, where they're just trying to
Oh God,
control
yeah. I remember those WCW days.
everything. And that's kind of what it is, because it's like
Yeah.
WWE try to be like that big conglomerate where it's like we don't want competition, but we also don't see them as competition, even though we're gonna have a bunch of shows that are gonna tamper with their like big shows. Which,
Yeah. I mean, the one thing I do admire about the WWE product right now is their crossover and partnership with TNA,
yeah,
which you never would have thought that would ever happen. It just works out so beautifully.
I still think they're probably gonna end up buying them out because there's only
Probably, yeah.
certain people that they've like brought over, and then it was like, oh, you guys' contract is up. Hey, come over here, Jordan Grace
Yeah.
and Joe Hendry.
Expect Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I think him being on NXT and stuff hasn't been great. Like I said,
I don't think so either.
like I said, I don't watch, but I know stuff that happened, and I'm just like,
Oh yeah.
you can't for Richie for you to get it. Like Joe Hendry is like he's like indie guy extraordinaire. He actually like he makes music. He'll do like parody songs of like wrestlers.
He's
Like
created his own theme song and it's
yeah,
so fucking catchy.
it
Huh.
actually hit #1 on like Apple Music or something.
Wow.
I'll show you later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, dude's cool. He's from Australia?
No, no, he's Scottish. He's from
Yeah, he's
Scotland.
Scottish. Yeah, he's from
Yeah.
Scotland. Dude's cool as hell. Like he'll make fun of himself. He'll make fun of like certain like other wrestlers, but like in song, like it's great. But in WWE, they kind of like diluted him to just goofball.
Jobber in a sense.
Yeah, like goofball jobber, and just like you are ruining something that could make you more money.
Oh, hell yeah.
But yeah, I do see sometime in the future that TNA just getting sucked into the WWE stuff. It's going to
Oh,
be
they're going to.
some kind of,
Absolutely.
yeah, is going to be like Evolve and then TNA and then like NXT, whatever. And then
Oh yeah.
Triple H is going to
Triple A,
be
yeah, Triple A's got that partnership with WWE now.
yeah. I like AEW with the CMLL and the New Japan uh
Oh, hell yes. Yes.
partnership.
Bullet Club.
Yeah,
Richie, once again, we're trying to include you, my
I
boy.
mean, this is I know more about wrestling than I do about anime, that's for sure.
yeah,
But mainly, like if it's not like I don't know, like I knew nothing about what y'all were just talking about, but
yeah.
it's like I was into it back then and I highly enjoy it. If I see a funny video, I'll send it to Torrin about wrestling. Uh
Yes.
like amateur wrestling, I'm like, "Oh dude, those are awesome. Those are actually pretty funny."
Yeah.
Like
The
a
Kane
lot of those.
spinoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're more of like a technical like wrestling type of dude, I would suggest looking at like Ring of Honor or something like that. Or if you just want just like just some decent wrestling, look at like MLW or
Yes.
I mean even in New Japan. Like you might have to be up at like 3 in the morning to catch one of their like big shows, but they have some good stuff. Um, it's a lot out there. Like if you just if you want to get back into it or just like watch it here and there, those would be some I'd look at.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
force feed it into Richie. All good. I got you.
I feel that about music. There's so much good.
Hmm.
There's so much good shit everywhere, and there's too much. Like you just have to know where to look. So
Yeah.
it's out there. No,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Being from Dallas, are you guys big sports fans? Well, I guess living in
Uh, what are sports?
Dallas.
Tor Torrin's not too big on sports. I'm not too big either, but like uh
We hear the
I don't
boys talking about fantasy football or whatever it is.
no, yeah, our bassist is the sports guy.
Yeah.
If we're in the playoffs, I'll be like, cool, it's an excuse to go hang out with someone somewhere, But
Are they
yeah.
Cowboys fans?
Um not really. We're
Mm.
I'm not too big on the Cowboys because it's we haven't been doing too hot, so but I'm not I haven't been I football used to be what I was the most into,
Mm.
but now it's been um I mean basketball's been pretty Mavericks have been doing well. This year Mavericks made a big change. So
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
I'm even looking like I barely pay attention to sports right now. Like
Uh-huh.
I'm a of course White Sox fan. But it comes to basketball, I'm a Bulls fan and some others. Uh Football, I am not a Bears fan at all. I'm a Broncos fan. I came out the womb with a number 7 jersey on. And Broncos haven't been doing that great. And so I feel in the same boat with the Cowboys where it's like,
Yeah. I don't know and I don't really know enough to hold my own like in a detailed conversation like
yeah.
one that you would have with our bassist.
Mhm.
But I know enough and I enjoy it, but yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just ready. I'm ready for the NBA finals to be over, so then they can just talk about everything in the off season.
Oh, like all the drama.
Yeah,
You
I
waiting
want,
for the drama?
I'm waiting to see how many times they can mention LeBron.
Oh yeah.
'Cause he just needs to retire. I'm sorry. Anybody watching this or listening to this, LeBron is garbage. I know he's trying to like play with his son or get that 6th ring. You're not Kobe and you're not Michael Jordan. You will never be. Even if you break all these things, whatever, which everybody has said with this and stuff I've seen where it's like, yeah, you're gonna break all these records when you've played for what almost 20 years or something like that. It's like, yeah, you're gonna break these records. If Michael Jordan stuck around for another like 10 years, whatever, be doing way more.
Yeah, for sure.
So LeBron just needs to stop. I know they keep doing all these super teams with him and making all these moves to where He'll get that next ring. I don't see it happening. Just retire. Go be a dad or a granddad or whatever. Just go live life. Go do something else. I'm like,
Yeah,
Boards.
I just
I know.
remember the man, the one championship that we have that Dallas has to beat that that super team with
Yeah.
yeah, that was that amazing story.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that was a cool that but yeah, but that was back in LeBron's heyday. But yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that super team day. There's some super team days, man. I don't miss it. I don't like it now. But
Mm,
yeah, the fact that like Dirk got one, and I'm happy he did. Like
yep.
he's a legend, and
Yep.
his name should be up there.
And that's one thing that I there's all these conspiracies with Dallas about why we let Luca go, but one thing because Dallas, we we love clinging on to the one like a face,
Hmm.
and Dirk was that face for such a long time, and have like we could have won, we can have 10 rings and we won't care about any of them.
Yeah.
But the one ring that Dirk has, like Dallas could have won this year if AD didn't, even if, like I don't know how if we had won this year,
Hmm.
we it would mean nothing to Dallas compared to 2011 with Dirk.
Yeah.
So that was one, like Dallas loves to we love having that face, having a face to the brand, having that hero.
Yeah.
And that's but
That's how
yeah.
y'all got with the Cowboys. Y'all got Dak. Before that,
Yeah.
got forgot dude's name now, but he does like all the like either the Coors Light or whatever commercials. Can't think of his name right now.
The one who's an announcer now, Romo?
Yeah, Tony Romo.
Yeah.
Y'all had
Yeah.
him. So y'all definitely stick with like a face for like a long time, and it is like, all right, he's not working. Well, you get somebody else.
Yeah.
But enough sports talk because we got
I've watched The Water Boy 100 times, so that's
oh
the
yeah,
most I know about that.
Gatorade sucks. No, water sucks. Gatorade's better. What?
Drinking the wrong water. High quality H2O.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
Uh, if you had the chance, what bands would you want to collaborate with?
Richie, go first.
Hmm.
Like
Um,
like big bands. Like if you had the chance, you had the chance to collaborate with anybody, who would it be?
like, man, I'd have to think about that. Right now, probably Polaris, Dayseeker, Invent Animate. Um, man, hard to say. But I'm huge on metalcore, so anything in that realm. Maybe probably Bring Me the Horizon, probably.
Hmm.
That'd be a pretty big one. Yeah.
Is that's Jared Leto's band, right?
No, that's 30 Seconds to
Yeah,
Mars.
okay.
Bring Me the Horizon is Ollie Sykes,
Yeah.
vocalist. Yeah.
Torrin, who you got?
Richie just named Bring Me the Horizon. That's definitely one of them for me. Um, I instantly think of Novelists. They're from France. Right now, they're one of my favorite bands of all time. Man, I wanted us to open up for them like so bad this year, but it's all right. um, um, if I had to choose a third, uh,
I know who would I know what it'd be.
okay, you name it. What's up?
Baby Metal.
Okay, Baby Metal. You're
Yeah.
right. I want to
Baby
Yes.
collaborate with
Metal.
Baby Metal.
Yep. I'm actually we're Torrin and I are actually gonna go see Baby Metal this Saturday.
Because they're
So
awesome.
I got us pit tickets for Torrin's birthday.
Oh,
So
that's gonna be fun.
yeah, that's gonna be real fun. Yep.
I'm gonna get
Love to work
real
with them.
rowdy.
I'm interested to see what their show is like. So you like Baby Metal? That's cool.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
Yeah, I like baby metal. I got into poppy
Yeah,
Poppy's
Poppy.
great.
Yeah, Poppy's very popular. Yeah.
I think they did a
Oh,
song
Spirit
together.
Box was another one I wanted to collaborate with.
Mm.
Oh yeah, yeah, that'd be another one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be a fucking fire show. Yeah.
Yes. Jesus Christ.
Especially because it's Ginger, and I kind of missed the boat on Ginger, but I know they're very well loved by many people. So yeah, catching Ginger and Baby Metal this weekend, that'll be really cool.
Yeah, I'm mad because I didn't know this until late, I think like yesterday or something. Coheed and Cambria was like close to here.
Oh really?
They were like in Peoria, and I'm like about an hour and a half, 2 hours away. I'm just like, I could have went to this concert.
Oh, you could have made it to Coheed and Cambria. Damn it.
It was like too late because I think the show started at like 7. And it was like 9 o'clock. I was just like scrolling through Instagram because I was doing an open mic yesterday. I'm just like, you gotta be kidding me. They're at fucking Peoria Civic Center, and I could have saw them. Like I've been to like local rock shows and like some like rock concerts outside of town, but I haven't been to like a big name show,
Mm.
especially like of that caliber. I'm just like, that would have been a fucking great show to go to.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Still,
we're out here in Dallas, so there's 20,000 shows every night. So there's we're we go to if you're big into music or live music, there's plenty of it here. So but
so
yeah.
I always gotta ask this because I've asked this to other people too, but I know from you guys being living in Texas, people think it's more of like country and stuff like that. Is it like a huge rock scene, like rock and metal scene out there?
It's
I think
huge.
in Dallas especially. I think we probably have the best metal scene in the state. We have like there's so like man, I yeah, that's all I gotta say. The country's big in Fort Worth. There's a
Mm,
big country scene in Fort Worth because Dallas, it's like DFW. We can you kind
yeah.
of people put Dallas and Fort Worth together, but yeah, Dallas has a really great metal scene in particular. A lot, and then you get a lot of people like obviously all the big rock, concerts are like I went to go see Creed last time when they came here. That was
Great.
pretty, yeah, dude, that was lit. I was Creed blew me away, man. That was cool. So
Oh
but
my
yeah, a lot
God.
big rock scene, big metal scene, big EDM scene. Rap and hip hop, I don't know too much about, but I know it exists here. But I think in Dallas, it's definitely the top ones are rock and or metal specifically, and EDM. I think those are pretty popular, like when it comes to like live shows. But yeah.
It seems like Houston is more of like the like hip hop and R&B side of things because like
Okay.
UGK, Megan the Stallion, shit like that.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, that sounds I was in Houston last year for a pop punk show, but yeah, I don't know. I haven't played Houston, so I don't know much about the scene there. But yeah, Dallas is amazing when it comes to like bands, like, local shows. There's all kinds of shows from tiny like 50 cap venues all the way up to stadiums. There's plenty of venues and plenty of shows on plenty of days.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There's no shortage of live music here. Yeah.
And then Austin is just his own thing of just like a hodgepodge.
Yeah, Austin, I don't know enough of it to be able to speak it because I've only played that showcase that ended up not being the showcase because they kind of they because South by Southwest pulled out, so it was like the unofficial showcase.
Mhm.
So yeah, otherwise I don't know too much. I know they have a few venues right on 6th Street that'll play metal shows, but otherwise I don't know too much about it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I guess I'll ask this because I know it's the whole thing, I know you say you don't know too much about Austin, but I know they got like the whole like make keep Austin weird or whatever like that, and it's the
Yeah.
whole thing of like people move like it's more like tech based or whatever out there because people move from like California or these different places to Austin. What was it like before? Was it just a regular town? Did they really have anything?
Really, I think that's just I think it's just people complaining, "Oh, don't California." There's that complaint, but honestly, I mean, I don't think it was that big of a difference.
Uh,
I think
so
we
it
were
was about the
always,
same.
yeah.
Because I always wanted to ask that because they make it seem like it was like a complete 180 from having all these like Silicon Valley going over
Uh-huh.
to Austin and then doing all this. I'm like what was it beforehand? Was it still kind of like that, thriving city that's trying to do a bunch of like stuff, or was it like,
Hmm.
you know,
Yeah, I mean, from what I've like, it was all the same from uh from my perspective. I remember because you know how I was telling you our last tour that we did, it was just or the last weekend thing that we did. It was only Texas because we went south. And it
mhm,
reminded me because I wore a Dayseeker shirt. They're from Orange County, and it
mm,
was like Orange County's Dayseeker. And we were in this restaurant in Corpus Christi, and I could just tell this very southern lady, like looking at my shirt, and she's like, "Excuse me, sir, are you from California?" Because I know she was about to like start bitching at me, like, "Oh, you people just moving down to my, and you're messing up my state." And I'm just
mhm.
like, no, I'm just worrying. I'm like, I'm from here, man. Like, it's a lot of people complain about it for sure, but
Hmm.
I think it's just, I think people just want a reason to complain.
Oh yeah, that's
Yep.
just the world we live in now. I talk about it
Yep.
all the time. It's gonna be one of the harder questions. What is your Mount Rushmore of rock?
Torrin.
No, you go first. I gotta
I went
think.
first last time. I gotta think.
You go first. You're the front man.
I'm the.
I can flip a quarter. Give me
Oh God.
You talking like bands as in general, or like
bands, artists.
vocalists, or
It
vocalists or like specifically?
what whoever that you think is like it is your personal list of like Mount Rushmore of rock. It can be bands, it can be artists, it could be guitarists, vocalists, whatever that you want to do.
Let's see. I'll probably do vocalists, and then the most obvious one's Chester.
Mhm.
Um, he pioneered, he pioneered and popularized um distorted singing, and it's very hard to do that. Like I think in my opinion it's like the hardest vocal technique you can ever do is to try to basically like sing really high pitched and then add enough distortion to where it sounds like you're half screaming it, but you're still you can call it pitched singing, you can call it distorted singing. There's so many ways to call it, but basically what Chester did and what Sam Carter does in Architects, Sam Carter's probably up there too because anyone who can do something like that is like to the level that they do it every night on on tour. It's very very difficult. Like major props to them. So yeah, so Sam Carter, Chester Bennington, um, probably Rory Rodriguez from Dayseeker, and then uh, hopefully they release their new music pretty soon. He's been teasing it. Very big Dayseeker fan. And then let's see who would be a fourth. Um, I don't know. if I had to pick, we'll probably I'll probably just say Marcus Vick of Invenanimate for now. It'll only be like the fifth time I've brought him up. Uh Invenanimate's pretty fucking awesome. So yeah. Andy Sizek is a big shout out too. He is currently the vocalist of Monuments, and he's the vocalist of Nick Nocturnal's project Termina. Also in a band called oh man, I don't remember the uh yeah, he's like but if you don't know him, you can look him up. His versatility is probably one of the most versatile vocalists in metal period. He, like, how we were saying before, you can sing really well but also scream extremely well. It
Yeah.
takes a lot to do both. So Andy Sizek is definitely up there as well.
Hmm. All right. Was that for you? Chester, Sam, you said Sam Carter?
Yeah, Sam Carter, and then yeah, so I'll probably take off Marcus Vick of Invenanimate. Sorry, Marcus. So I'll do Sam Carter, Chester Bennington, Rory Rodriguez, and Andy Sizek.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, Torrin, you're up. What you got?
Oh no. And again, this is a open variety of genre, correct?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Richie might be surprised with my answer. Well, Chester from Linkin Park, rest his soul, for same reasons as Richie named it. I mentioned Davey Havoc before, from AFI. That's definitely another one on my Mount Rushmore. I swear to God, I just came up with four and it just went blank on me. So I got Chester, I got Davey. Um, I try not to lean on these guys so much nowadays, but I go with Phil and Selmo from Pantera.
Mm,
There's a history with me with that. I won't get into that. Family stuff.
gotcha.
Just how brutal, just this the brutality that man had betrayed throughout the time period that he was with Pantera was just so fucking insane. Despite his internal struggles with drug abuse and all that kind of stuff, just that man's a monster. I don't follow what he does nowadays or anything like that. I don't know. But I'm very fond of that time period. Number four, Richie. You might be surprised. You might be surprised. Um, Bono from U2. I'm not even kidding. Not kidding.
Wow.
U2 is one of my favorite bands of all time.
I had no
Like,
idea. Yeah.
well, now you know, Mr. Wedding Singer. I didn't even know that until you really started talking about that recently.
Yeah, yeah.
I learned that from a mutual friend of ours, and I'm like, what the fuck? He never even told me this.
I mean, you two definitely has some hits. It's just I I really don't know what's up with you two. It's like they have some good songs. I mm, I don't know what I don't know why people kind of like. I don't think they give them a hate, but it's just like a eh.
Well, in all fairness, I mean, Bono is a laughable figure given his background when in terms of politics and so on and so
Mm,
forth. I don't get into any of that. I don't even care. But just the man's ambitions as his lyrical content, his stage presence alone, to me, it's just like when I remember being like 12 years old when I was really starting to focus in on my who's my favorite band and so on and so forth. I would watch U2 performances from the early 90s, the weird era of U2.
mm.
Everything was so colorful and just electronic and bogus. I was just like, yeah, that's what I want to do.
I'm
Just
surprised you didn't say Jordan. Jordan
Jordan.
Fish. Jordan Fish
Um,
of Bring Me.
no, I was just going off by my lifetime
Uh,
influences here. But Jordan Fish is a notable mention. Chris Corner from IMX is a very notable mention. But I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, yeah, solid list. All right. Going back to what you're talking about touring, where is your favorite place that you've gone to perform?
I'm gonna go with.
I wonder. I'm trying to think if I can guess what your favorite performance would be.
You're gonna guess it for me?
No, I'm trying to. I want to see if I get
Ah,
it. Yeah, I'm thinking about it.
do it. Do
Uh,
it.
is it the Browning show when you open for the Browning?
Yes, actually,
Yeah,
that was, dude.
that's
That
like
place was packed when we opened it.
yeah. This
Mm,
that was at Amplified, and it's not a venue anymore, unfortunately.
no,
Yeah, yeah.
like
COVID took that one.
Oh, that sucks.
it
Yeah.
did. I think so. Uh, I don't know that there was something so special about that night. And right after us, like it wasn't as packed until the Browning had headlines, and that just kind of convinced me like, hey, whatever I'm a part of, whatever I'm doing, onto something here, which is great. But I would definitely say some of my favorite shows were Memphis or New Orleans with when we toured with Third in Delaware. That was awesome. Probably the alcohol.
The the New Orleans venue burned down since then.
I've
Jeez,
heard, dude.
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
That
that
was insane.
It was, and nobody was surprised because you remember what happened with AJ with the sparks when y'all
Yeah, dude,
plugged in.
sparks were flying everywhere all
Yeah,
over him, and I
yeah,
was afraid my synth setup was like shot to hell. And I'm like,
yeah.
no.
Because so basically we show up to this venue in New Orleans
mhm.
and uh like we go to plug in our we basically they had it was a deep stage, so there was plenty of room to kind of like put all of our racks or our in-ear racks with the laptop and all of our transmitters and receivers and all that
Mhm.
stuff. So we were able to kind of get started because we have programmed lights. As if we can backline as much as we can, the better it is. So Dark Divide, Torrin's old project, they were plugging in their in-ear rack, and all I remember is like I'm setting up my lights, and then I hear a big pop. And then I look over and there's sparks flying like all over the drummer of the Dark Divide. And I'm just like, I was like, I don't remember us adding pyro, but
No.
but no, it was the electrical outlet that for whatever reason just like it just exploded.
The
And
sound guy of that night was very, very generous and kind to us, to say the least. I say that with a ton of sarcasm.
Where are some places that you're looking to in the future to play? Like some like big venues.
Chain
hmm,
Reaction in Anaheim. I want to play there so bad. That's Southern California.
Hmm.
I'd probably I'd probably say anywhere out of the country. I've never been out of the
Yes.
country, so I would love for music to be the reason that I leave and travel somewhere else.
Uh,
So yeah, so I would literally just play anywhere, like any venue out of the country.
any specific country you're thinking of, or just like,
Um, Probably UK, Australia, or Japan. Probably, yeah,
Excellent choices.
yeah. There's the metal scenes there are huge, so.
hell yeah. Tori, what about you when you like huge venues outside of Chain Reaction, like anywhere, like in a different state, out of state,
Um,
out of the country?
there is one festival that I've always dreamed of playing one day, and of course, I'm like really having high hopes with that one. I'm not gonna get them too high. Wacken Open Air. I believe that's in Germany. I hope I'm not wrong. So whoever's listening to it, don't get pissed off at me. Um, I've discovered so many favorite bands in metal due to the Wacken Open Air. It's so excellent. Um, I'm just really going off like festivals in general. I know,
Yeah.
especially overseas, they're huge.
Yeah, I think the way that Torrin feels about Vakken is how Vakken to Torrin is like download to me, because
Mm,
Download
when
was another one. Yeah.
yeah, because like growing up, you just like you see those YouTube videos, terrible like quality, but you just
yeah.
see like Killswitch Engage play download in like 2006 or whatever, and there's just a sea of people, and you're just a teenager like sitting there like, oh my god, that's so cool. But
Yeah,
yeah.
Download was like Cardiff in the UK.
Yeah,
Think
yeah,
so.
it's UK. It's actually download's about to happen in like a week and a half. Not this weekend, but next.
Mm.
Yeah, so that'll be Sleep Token headlining day 2, I think. But yeah.
0 minutes since mentioning Sleep Token.
Yep, it has been 0 days since someone in Third and Delaware has said Sleep Token.
Oh, about
Oh
that
boy.
caramel.
Well, tying back into our wrestling conversation, WWE at the time, they were a part of one of the Download tours
I remember
Really?
that. Yeah.
Huh,
with
I didn't
their
know that.
yeah, they had a NXT UK that was like fucking solid, but during like one of the Download tours, I want to say 2019, 28, somewhere around there.
I,
Uh,
I would say 18 or 19 or either one.
yeah, and they went out to
Yeah.
Cardiff and they were like a part of it. They try to tie certain stuff with it. It was because they tried to do like Rolling Loud the past couple years with like SmackDown and Raw or whatever. They
Yeah.
try to tie with different, but yeah, that they were out there for the Download Festival, and then yeah, it was actually pretty cool.
That was solid. I liked it a lot.
So tying music with wrestling back again. All right, and then last question, and this one is usually the hardest for everybody.
All right.
Whether you are at home, you're on tour, going to it, or in a different state, where's your favorite place to get food?
That
Poor
one's a hard
Torrin.
one for me.
Poor Torrin. That's so tough.
All right. So long story short, I'm vegan. I'm
Mm,
sure I'm the only one in the group. So that is a hard one for me to kind of navigate and figure out because we can't fucking find a vegan friendly restaurant anywhere for the life of us whenever we're on the road.
Yeah, especially down south.
yeah,
Oh
Yeah.
God.
yeah.
Yep. Down in
Every
the Bible Belt, and it's like vegan.
It's like, you're gonna eat yourself a
all,
cow.
all we know is brisket.
exactly.
Is that vegan?
We know brisket, things dipped in butter or lard.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's pretty hard to that's oh man. I remember on the tour with Torrin, um, Torrin is Torrin's first tour, and is I mean the tour went great in my opinion, but like, and we were always trying to find like options for Torrin to eat, but we just couldn't find any in the first few stops. But I remember our guitarist was like, "Okay, I know in where I don't even remember where we were and or
We're in
where we
Louisiana
stopped.
somewhere.
It was somewhere in Louisiana, and our guitarist knew a vegan pizza place,
Hmm.
and so we stopped there, and like when you looked at Torrin, like Torrin was like a like a camel, how camels drink water for
Mm.
like a month, right? Like that was Torrin with like an extra large New York style vegan pizza. Torrin probably demolished the entire pizza, like XL pizza, in like before anyone was done eating like 2 slices. Uh it was wild, and I'm just damn Torrin.
uh, I had to eat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now the question is, was it good pizza?
It was
Oh,
damn
it
good.
was great. It was really good. Yeah.
Worth the starvation.
Poor Tor. Yeah, because Torrin's living off of gas station snacks.
Yeah.
Gas
Because it's
station
so
snacks,
because
alcohol,
you
beer,
don't
and stuff.
you don't have a lot. Yeah, gas station snacks and beer because you don't have a lot of time on tour. So you're trying to worry about where you're gonna sleep, where you're gonna, like when's load in, how organized is anything? Because
Mm.
we have there's six of us now, so there's a lot of equipment. Uh, we're a six-piece band with programmed lights and programmed fog. There's a lot of logistics to handle. So we don't have a lot of time on like whether it's like a weekend tour or a longer week-long tour or even just a regular show down here in Dallas.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, I don't know, man. Let's see. I I don't want to say Waffle House, but Waffle House is probably the place that we've eaten the most at. Um, and that's mainly because my old drummer and I we went to Waffle House in, I believe it was Fayetteville, Arkansas,
Mm.
and someone had left, like, how is it every Waffle House that has like a jukebox that you have to put money in to play a
I have
song?
no, I do have
It
no.
is,
They,
yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I think every Waffle House, I think that's like a Waffle House thing. So someone had put like $100 in there. So it was, and because I think they wanted, thinking that they were gonna get change,
hmm
and it didn't get changed. So now there's like $100 of songs. So me and our old drummer just played metal. We just Metallica, 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 Metallica. So probably still to this day, that Waffle House in Fayetteville, Arkansas, is playing Metallica.
Probably.
Yeah.
Because is it like a quarter, or is it
I
like a
I like it. I don't know. Like the credits was in the hundreds.
Jesus?
So someone probably put. So I don't know if it was $100 or if maybe it's a quarter and someone put a $20 in and it was like 100 credits or something like that.
That is insane.
Maybe it was that. Maybe it was just a 20, but like there was like so many credits and we were just like, what do we do? All
It
right, we're just
was it
gonna.
like is it like one of the old school ones, or like the touch tune?
No, it had a touch screen. So
Oh yeah, it probably
yeah.
lasted for like a couple, even probably like maybe like an hour or so. Because yeah, those new ones, they don't take that long for like those
Mm.
I
credits
just
to
want to
go
know
by.
which Metallica song.
Yeah, what Metallica songs?
Ah, they only had like five, so
Okay,
we just clicked it over and over and over again. However,
You
and
don't
then we
remember
just
which one it was?
Master of Puppets was one of them for sure.
Oh
One
God.
yeah.
one was one of them for sure.
Okay.
Enter Sandman was one of them for sure. And I don't remember the fourth and fifth songs they had. They tried to have like the most they had the most popular of everything, but we were trying to find I remember we were trying to find like songs like core metalcore, hardcore songs, but we
hmm
couldn't. We're kind of a niche thing. You're not going to find a lot of that. There was like a some Bring Me the Horizon there, and that's about it. Maybe like one A Day to Remember song, but and we were just like, you know what, let's just play Metallica, and then because Metallica songs are known to be very,
7 minutes.
yeah, 7 minutes long. So we're like, yo, there's like 100 credits on this jukebox. Let's just play Metallica over and over and over again. And like when we come back, the next time we play this state, this Waffle House is probably still going to be playing Metallica. So,
Somebody just had a very bad like 12-hour day because it was just like, what the fuck? It's again. It
Ma-
for
Master of
them,
Puppets for the 20th time.
yeah.
What the fuck?
For them, what Metallica is like us, because I work retail and stuff, or for any of us who during holiday season got to keep hearing all the Christmas music.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like that same 4 hour like CD or whatever, where it plays the same shit over and over. That
Uh-huh.
that is their day when it came to Metallica. Just like, what the fuck?
Yep. So I'm gonna say Waffle House just for that reason.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
I've only been to Waffle House, I think, twice. It's decent
I
food.
yeah, I've only been to I can count on one hand the amount of times I've been to Waffle House probably. But yeah, but there's just that one time at that one place because it's open and it's 2 a.m. and
Yeah,
you know, and you're tired and but it's there.
for sure.
Richie, just so we're clear on something, like I am absolutely going grocery shopping for myself before we hit the road again.
Yeah,
Like I'm filling
you
that
definitely
backseat up.
should. Yeah.
Getting
God.
Impossible Burgers.
Oh yeah, I can go for that right now.
I've never had an Impossible Burger.
Neither
Oh,
have
that's
I.
great, man.
I've never had one either. Yeah.
Well, you're going to soon.
Oh yeah, I'm
I'll
sure I'll be
cook.
able. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never had those. I've never had like plant-based chicken nuggets or any of like the plant-based sausages. I know they make one where it's like plant-based bacon, and I'm just like,
I don't like the vegan bacon at all. I think it's trash.
I was
That's like tasting cardboard.
it is weird. Like I definitely understand like wanting to make stuff that somewhat tastes like meat. But for certain people, isn't it the thing like they don't want to have meat, so why make it taste like meat?
Right, right. It's like why can't you just focus on doing its own thing, you
Yeah,
know?
just make it
And there's
taste
several
good.
right, and there's several vegan options to where it is its own thing, and you can completely ignore the fact that um, perhaps it was trying to imitate the original source, like meats and cheese and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But I'm at a point to where it's like, yeah, I can't go back to it. I feel great
How
right now.
how is vegan cheese? Because I've heard that is not good.
Actually, I can tell you right now, a lot of it's not great. There is one brand that surpasses all, and that is the Chow brand. It
Mm.
doesn't pretend to imitate real cheese. It's very much its own thing. The taste and texture is just rich. Just here I am talking about food where I should be talking about the band.
No, this is the food portion of the
This is the
interview.
food portion. We'll
Yeah.
stick with that. Um,
And I was impressed with the vegan place in Dallas that we went to.
oh yes, slutty vegan.
Yeah, Slutty Vegan. There's a place called
Slutty vegan.
Slutty
yeah,
vegan, dude.
there's a
Yeah.
place
That
called
sounds
Slutty
right.
Vegan in Deep Ellum and in the bar scene here, and I was like, oh man, yeah, I remember sending it to Torrin like a long time ago before, like maybe like a year and a half ago, like about a year before he joined, because
Mm.
Torrin has been a great friend of the band for many years now, and now they're a part of it, and we're honored to have them. But yeah, but anyways, yeah, I mean, I was like, oh dude, look at this vegan place, and Torrin was like, yeah, I know. And so we finally tried it, and I think it probably tries to imitate the food because it's marketable if it can imitate something. Obviously, there's like the Impossible Whopper, right? So
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
a big marketing factor there, and like the entire menu at this place is like like a brunch chicken sandwich, but it's all vegan, and
Yeah.
or like like a brisket sandwich, but it's all vegan. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah,
The
there's like
vegan
hot
Tex-Mex
dogs.
stuff is fire. I love it.
Mm. Yeah, I've seen like vegan hot dogs where it's like made of something different.
Yeah, I can't even pinpoint what that is.
Um, there's a place I go to. They have like jackfruit for
Yeah,
like a vegan option.
Jackfruit for pulled pork. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Excellent, excellent substitution.
What is a jackfruit? Like I never knew what that was.
It's basically it's an Asian fruit.
Mm.
It's imagine like a big spiky watermelon.
Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, so you can Google it. They look gnarly, and then you cut into it, and the fruit is yellow, but it's very stringy. So
Mm.
yeah, it's like extremely stringy, and it's pretty not tough, but it's like it has the consistency of like it's one of the tougher fruits. It doesn't like
Okay.
crumble. So it's a very stringy fruit. So
Okay.
you can it's kind of like the fruit version of spaghetti squash, kind of.
Mm.
But yeah.
Okay. Learning a lot from you.
Jackfruit.
Learning a lot from you guys today about geographical stuff and culinary.
Yep.
Oh man.
Love it.
All right. Well, that's been the interview. Once again, appreciate Torrin and Richy for being on. Let the people know where they can find you.
Yeah, we are Third in Delaware. We're Third in Delaware band on Instagram. Let's see, everything. Our link tree we'll probably send to Damien here, and any kind of it'll put the link tree on the in the description, things
Hmm.
like that. We're on everything. We're on all social media. We're on TikTok. We'll try to be more active on more platforms. Now that we're starting to play more and more shows. Um, Look out for September. We're probably going to try to hit up a few states in the South in September. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Oh, join our Discord too. We're on
Hmm.
Discord as well, and I'll play some games with the homies when I have time. And we'll talk about metal, and
Hell yeah.
we'll yeah.
And teasers for the next single that we're working on.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
A whole different vibe, a very different direction.
yeah. I'm very excited for it. Uh, the first I count last show as the first time we played it live, Torrin. So I don't
Yeah,
count
that's fine.
I don't count the other show. But yeah, we played it live for the first time last Sunday, and it sounded great. It's such a hype song. Probably the heaviest song that Third and Delaware as a band is gonna put out so far. But there's, like it's gonna be heavy, but I still sing. There's still a good amount of cleans in it. Torrin, uh it'll be really this will be the first song with Torrin's vocals on it.
Mhm.
So uh it's a it'll be a big should be a big event. Try to make it a big event.
Hell yeah. Well, once
Yeah.
again, glad to have you guys on. Everybody can follow me at djackson.tmd on Instagram, Damien Jaxxyn on other social media. And then if you are tuning in to the Midnight Drive live, check on my Twitch at D_Jackson on Twitch. Join in, request songs, do all that good stuff. All right, man. It's been great talking to you.
Thanks, Damien.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Damien. Yeah.
All right, and with that, we out.